Hello and welcome back to our channel for another wonderful English moral story. Today, we have a heartwarming tale for you called The Brave Daughter. I hope you're ready to be inspired. Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a small, humble cottage nestled right at the edge of a vast, mysterious forest, lived a poor but hard-working farmer and his loving daughter, Melia. They didn't have much, but their lives were filled with the simple joys of being together. Melia adored her father, and he, in turn, cherished her more than anything in the world. Their days were spent tending to their small plot of land, and their evenings were filled with stories and laughter by the warm glow of the fireplace. One evening, however, a sudden and unsettling silence fell upon their little home. Melia's father, who was always so strong and full of life, had fallen gravely ill. He lay in his bed, his face pale and his breathing shallow. A high fever had taken hold of him, and he shivered uncontrollably despite the warm blankets Melia had piled on top of him. Melia's heart ached with worry. She knew she had to do something, and quickly. The nearest town, where she could find a doctor and medicine, was a long walk away, straight through the dense forest. As darkness blanketed the world outside, the forest transformed from a familiar playground into a place of shadows and strange noises. The wind whispered through the trees, making them look like tall, menacing figures in the gloom. In the distance, the chilling howls of wolves echoed through the night air. Fear, cold and sharp, pricked at Melia's skin. Every fiber of her being screamed at her to stay inside the safety of their cottage. Her legs felt heavy, as if rooted to the spot. But then, as she looked at her father's suffering face, another feeling rose within her, a feeling much stronger than fear, love. She remembered the countless times her father had comforted her, the stories he told, and the lessons he taught. One of his favorite sayings echoed in her mind, as clear as if he were whispering it right then. Bravery isn't about not being afraid, my dear Melia. True bravery is doing what you know is right, even when your heart is pounding with fear. His words became her shield, clutching a small, flickering oil lamp, its light a tiny beacon against the immense darkness. Melia took a deep breath and stepped out of the cottage. The night air was cold, but her resolve was fiery. She pulled her shawl tighter and began her journey into the forest. Each snap of a twig under her feet made her jump, and every shadow seemed to hide a lurking danger. The wolves' howls seemed to get closer, a terrifying chorus in the night. She wanted to turn back, to run and hide, but the image of her sick father pushed her forward. She kept her eyes fixed on the narrow, winding path ahead, focusing on her small circle of light. She walked as quickly as her legs could carry her, her heart a steady drum of determination. It felt like an eternity, but finally, she saw the distant, welcoming lights of the town. A wave of relief washed over her. She rushed to the town's apothecary, her voice trembling slightly as she explained her father's condition. The kind apothecary quickly gave her the medicine she needed. With the precious bottle of medicine clutched safely in her hand, she had to face the forest once more. But this time, something was different. The journey back didn't seem quite as terrifying. She still heard the wolves, and the shadows were still long and deep. But her fear had been replaced by a powerful sense of purpose. Her love for her father was a guiding star, lighting her way home more brightly than her small lamp ever could. She arrived back at the cottage just as the first hints of dawn were painting the sky. She gently woke her father and gave him the medicine. She sat by his side all through the morning, bathing his forehead with a cool cloth and whispering words of comfort. Slowly, miraculously, the fever began to subside. By the time the sun was high in the sky, her father opened his eyes, a faint smile gracing his lips. He was weak, but he was going to be all right. News of Melia's courageous journey spread quickly through the nearby village. The villagers, who had always known her as a sweet and quiet girl, were in awe of her bravery. They looked at her with newfound respect and admiration. From that day on, whenever they spoke of her, they no longer just called her Milia. They called her the brave daughter. Her story became a local legend, a reminder that the deepest love can give us the strength to face our greatest fears. And the moral of this beautiful story is that love gives us the strength to be brave. When we act out of love for others, we can find a courage within ourselves that we never knew we possessed. Thank you so much for joining us for the story of the brave daughter. We hope it touched your heart as much as it did ours. If you enjoy these English stories and the lessons they teach, please show your support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends and family, and subscribing to our channel for more content just like this. We look forward to seeing you in the next story. Goodbye for now.